Welcome to Cousin Vinnys' Place, a frank and irreverent look at the topics of the day. Hey everybody, welcome to Cousin Vinnys' Place. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe to this video. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you can be notified when I upload new videos. If you're watching this on Facebook, please like and share this video as much as possible so that we can get the word out. I thought I'd do something a little different. I wanted to do a series of videos on a lot of policies that the leftist progressives are pushing forward, and I wanted to debunk them. Today I wanted to talk about this fallacy of climate change. And let's look at the word first. What is climate change? Well, it's an all-encompassing term, but basically it means weather. Does the Earth's climate change? Sure. The Earth's climate's been changing since the very beginning, since the Earth was formed. The Earth has gone through heating cycles and cooling cycles, and it's going to continue to do that until the sun explodes. It's just going to happen. And then they use this term man-made climate change. Does man affect climate change? Well, maybe. Is it catastrophic? No. But let's look at what the leftists and the progressives like to do a lot. They like to change the words. Why? Well, because it gives them control. Okay, it gives them power. It makes their policies more palatable. Okay, it's not a tax. It's a contribution. Okay, it's not government spending. It's an investment. Okay, it's these kinds of words that again make their policies more palatable. Okay, so let's look at how everything changed with regards to this thing called climate change. So I'm sure a lot of you will remember a while ago that there was global warming, and that was due to something called El Nino. Supposedly it was warm coastal waters off the coast of Ecuador and Central America, and that caused increase in storms and blah, 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 and that caused global warming. So you had global warming and you had El Nino. When it turned out that the Earth wasn't in fact warming, well, then they shifted, and then they said, we can't continue to call it global warming, so let's call it global cooling, because they saw that the temperature wasn't rising, and in fact it was coming down a couple of degrees, and said, whoa, we can't have that. So now it's global cooling, and we can't blame it on El Nino. So now we come up with something new, and it's La Nina. Now La Nina is a warming waters. No, I'm sorry. La Nina was cooling waters from the same place, by the way. And then when that model didn't pan out, because again, the climate changes, when that model didn't pan out, then they were like, well, we can't have this. So let's make an all-encompassing word called climate change. And then whatever happens to the Earth's climate, which we all know is going to change, it falls into this bucket called climate change. Well, again, that's what the progressives do. And the reason they did it is because, again, their models didn't pan out, okay? And their models wouldn't pan out because guess what? Because it's climate, and climate changes all the time. That's called weather. And now when you try to debunk, or when you try to have an argument with like a lot of these people, one of the arguments they'll use is, well, it's not an exact science. Then it's not science. If it's not an exact science, then it's not science. Mathematics is science. It's exact, it's precise, it's repeatable. 2 + 2 is 4, always. A squared plus B squared equals C squared, always. Okay? It is what it is. Gravity is a science. Gravitational That's a science. Newtonian physics is a science. Okay? Why? Because it's exact. It's predictable. It can be repeated over and over and over again. It's accurate. You know? Cosmology is a science. It's repeatable. Astrophysics is a science. Genetics is a science. Biology is a science. It can be repeated. It's accurate. It's predictable. Look, these meteorologists, these climatologists, these whatever the hell you want to call them, can't predict accurately the daily weather events that happen on this planet. So now we're supposed to believe that they can accurately predict what's going to happen 100 years into the future, 10 years into the future, 20. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. Give me a break, folks. And then they'll point to this stat, and then you argue with them, and you say, well, I don't think, me personally, I don't think humans are involved in climate change to a large degree. Do we contribute? Possibly. Is it catastrophic? No. But then they point to this bullshit stat of, 97% of all climate scientists believe this, so if you don't believe it, you must be okay. So my question is this: who's funding the scientists? Because always you have to follow the money, always. And I will make you a bet right here and now that the vast majority, if not all, of those scientists that contributed to this mysterious 97% number are funded by globalists, socialists, progressives, insert radical group. That's what they're funded by. Guarantee it. They're probably funded by people like Bloomberg and Soros and those kind of people. I guarantee it. And then people will come back, well, they're funded by universities. Well, where the hell do you think universities get their funding from? They don't get them from people like Soros? Are you kidding me? Really? And it may not be from Soros personally, but his, all his sub companies. You don't think they get? Come on. And you're going to tell me that something like this doesn't happen? Hey, that lovely funding for your department? Well, guess what? We're trying to push this narrative, and if you don't go along with it, your funding's going to get pulled. You don't think that happens? Sure it happens. Sure it happens. Disreputable scientists care more about their funding than they do about anything else. They care about getting written up in peer-reviewed journals. They care about notoriety. They care about getting their papers published. They care about their funding. That's what they care about. They don't care about science because they can't, because this isn't science. So this is conjecture. This is looking into a crystal ball. This is divination. This isn't science. This is making a best guess at what the hell's going to happen tomorrow, and they're wrong a good percentage of the time. But yet, again, we're supposed to believe that they can divine what the hell's going to happen 100 years from now. Come on, folks. Look, I strive every day on this channel to look at everything through the prism of logic and reason. Okay? So let's do that right now. It's a scientific fact that there was more CO2 a million years ago, or 2 million years ago, or 50 or whatever, in the distant past of the planet. There was more CO2 emissions than there are now. That's just a scientific fact. Why? Because of volcanic eruptions, because of tectonic shifts, because of just the formation of the planet. It just happened, okay? And so now there's markedly less CO2 right now than there were, or that there was a million, even as far back as a million years ago. Yet the planet survived with the massive amount of CO2 pumped into the atmosphere. the planet survived. So, excuse me, so now these scientists are trying to tell us, you and me, that we have to curb our way of life because there's less CO2 emissions right now. And we're in a crisis state, and if we don't do something right now, the earth somehow is going to melt or freeze or whatever. I don't follow that logic. That train's gone off the tracks. I don't see how you can make that argument. Okay? If there's less CO2 right now than there were a million years ago, and the planet survived, then why are you telling me that with less CO2 we're not going to survive? Again, it doesn't pass a smell test. Also, these alarmists haven't gotten a prediction right yet. I'm going to post a link in the description of an ABC. It was a news broadcast from ABC in either 2008 or 2009. I don't remember which one, where they predicted, and you're going to see it in the video. They predicted that New York City in 2015 would be underwater. Gas would be $9 a gallon, and a gallon of milk would be $13 a gallon. As I'm filming this video, it is April of 2019. New York City is still not underwater. Gas is nowhere near $9 a gallon, and milk is nowhere near $13 a gallon. So they got that way wrong. And that's not the only one. I'm sure that there were other ones out there that said, doomsday predictions. This city's going to be underwater. Florida will be underwater. This one will be underwater. Okay, as I'm filming this, Florida is still not underwater. New York City is still not underwater. There's no coastal city underwater. Okay, just so we know, I'm not like time traveling right now. They also predicted that the polar ice caps would melt. Well, I'm going to include a link from NASA of a global satellite image showing that the ice sheet in Antarctica is actually growing. Okay? That happened in, I think, 2015 or something like that. They said the polar bears would be dying off. No, there's more polar bears now than ever. So, again, prediction after prediction after prediction, they're wrong. So that tells me that you can't claim to be a scientist, make these predictions and then when they don't go wrong, you say, well, it's not an exact science. Okay? If I'm a mathematician, okay, and I say, here's my prediction, here's my formula, here's my prediction, whatever, and it's wrong time and time and time again, then I'm not a scientist, right? Look, folks, the most ardent proponents of global warming or climate change, whatever the frig you want to call it, they're the biggest polluters. Al Gore, look, he flies around in his private jet. His home in Tennessee uses up more electricity, and than small towns. Okay, I mean. And yet he bitches at me for driving an SUV. Go screw yourself, Al. What's that line in the Bible? Take the log out of your own eye before you take the splinter out of mine. Come on. That climate change conference in Europe a few years ago. Do you realize the carbon footprint from that one conference? Where everybody flew in on a private jet. There were limousine after limousine after limousine, and I mean not just one limousine. I mean motorcade after motorcade after motorcade after motorcade. What kind of carbon footprint do you think that left behind? What, we don't have video conferencing? This couldn't be done over Skype? It couldn't be done over some kind of video conference? They had to go there? This is why it's a fallacy, folks, because if it wasn't, okay, If if it, if this was real, then you flying in a private jet, you know, come on, folks. Use logic, use reason, use. Come on, this is. Look, here's another thing to consider. China produces 3 times the CO2 than the U.S., but yet nobody even thinks about restricting China's CO2 emissions. Why is that? So if you're serious, right? I mean, if you think that man-made climate change is real and you're serious about trying to do something, why not do something about China? Why not do something about India? Why not do something about Pakistan? Why not do something about the real polluters? Stop them first. But no. Why? Because this is a farce. This is a game. This is nothing more than an attempt to gain control, power, and money. That's it. And that's what the progressives do. They like package it up in this, in this doomsday scenario, just so you get scared and fall for the bullshit. It's, folks, it's logic, okay? It's logic. How can I take you seriously if none of your predictions are right? How can I take you seriously if one of your largest proponents is one of your largest polluters? How am I supposed to take you seriously? How am I supposed to take this topic seriously? I can't. Which means the topic's a farce. Which means it's not real. Okay? That's it. So we're going to be doing more of these, and we're going to be talking about a lot of other serious topics that the progressives want you to be focused on. But they're trying to do this to take away from their real objective, which is, again, gain control, gain power, and strip money from you and give it to other people. Give it to them. Okay? So, again, we're going to be talking about other topics. We're going to be talking about the wage gap. We're going to be talking about, other stuff that I'm going to debunk. Okay? Because a lot of it is that. It's garbage. It's non-existent. It's these policies that just keep self-perpetuating, okay? And they won't go away, but I'm going to try and make them go away because I hope you listen to this, okay? Again, thanks so much for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be notified of upcoming videos. If you're watching this on Facebook, please like and share, and let's get the word out about this channel, okay? Again, folks, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate each and every one of you. That's about it. God bless America, and long live the Republic.